Hi, my name is Ben. I'm just going to give you a quick instructional video on how to create groups on Analyst. So we can see here I'm an FE analyst, and in the top left-hand corner, we've got groups. So if you click on the little arrow, you've got different types of groups. You've got region groups, occupation groups, industry groups, skills groups, job title groups. Now, groups basically allow you to fast forward into a particular type of report. So for occupation groups, you can fast forward into occupation overview, jobs and skills demands, for example. So let's have a look at a couple of groups that I've already created. So let's look at region groups. So if we look at my groups, and that's where we're on at the minute, I have a group called SCR, so Sheffield City Region Group. And if we click on that, you can see there it's made up of the 4 local authorities that make up the Sheffield City region. So how I created that group was literally to go into create group, select a region. So we could select a couple here, just at random. We can then title them test group or whatever you would like to call that. And then we save that. And that creates another group for us. So if we go back into the region groups, we can see now we've got 2 groups. If we were to select a group, then what we can do is you click on the top box there, and that selects all the fields within that, and then we've got a jump to bottom button, and within that jump to button we can click straight into the available report. So in FE Analyst, that allows me to click straight into the economy overview, and this will be a familiar report to a lot of our users. So that you can see there you've got all the usual fields that you would expect within your economy overview, but based upon this particular geographical region. So if we look at a different type of groups, if I look at occupation groups, for example, I've got some pre-selected occupation groups that I've done there. I've got a test health and a test health version 2. So if I go into this particular test group, what I can do is, again, I can select every single field that I want, or I can just select certain fields. So I might want to look at medical professions only and not health and community workers. For example, so I can just select these. There we go. I think that's everything. I'm going to stop as well. So if I've now got an option to jump into jobs and skills or occupation overview, because it's occupation data. If I was to jump into jobs and skills, it takes me straight into the report with the occupations that I want to have a look at. And again, I've got all the data that I would want. Within most reports, you have the option to sort of save within the report. So you can see there, I can save that group. I've already created that group. And then this is a subset of an existing group. So if I click save, and I can say health version 3, there we go. And then in that, I can just put health box only and save that, and that creates me a new occupation group. So now, rather than having to remember the sort of 5 or 6 that I was looking at, 5 or 6 occupations, I could just dive straight back into that. If I was to go into the home section of a report, in most of our reports, you'll have the ability to select groups. So you can see there, we can select different groups. We've got some preloaded groups that I've got in there. In terms of occupations, we've got our occupation groups. And again, I'll have my groups within there amongst preloaded data in there as well. Job title groups. Again, you can see I've already preloaded one, which is building, but we've got some also some new ones in there, which is green jobs. This will happen from time to time, that your account manager will keep tabs on the new data that goes to the system and lets you know when we create new groups, etc. for you. But I've got a building one. So if I was to select that, there you go. I've got different types of building occupations I've selected. And it's the same with skills and qualifications. You can create your own group and there'll be preloaded groups. So if I was to run this report, there you go. I've got my job titles there. I've got everything that I would expect to have within this actual report, which is great. That's exactly what I would want. So if I go back to the home screen, what I can also do with it within the groups, like I say, is run certain reports. So if I look at industry groups, I can select a particular group. So if we looked at, let's have a look at a cluster of civil engineering. If we were to look at that group, some preloaded ones, again, you can jump into industry overview. So groups really, they're located in the top left-hand corner. They're really there to help you make some sense of the system in terms of little occupation groups, little region groups that you're wanting to look at. And they're a really good way of sort of shortcutting into reports without having to create a new filter, create all the different regions manually from the start section of the report. You can use the groups, and like I said, they're based within the top left-hand corner. If you do have any questions, obviously, you can always contact your account manager as well. But thank you very much for listening today, and I hope you have a good day. Thank you.